Jeff, we're talking intellectual currents today.
Yes.
Can you set us up for this?
Sure. So in the introduction to this play, Meinecke writes that the Clouds may be less political than other plays of the same era, but no less topical. Clouds dramatizes a contact with what we call the Enlightenment, the intellectual fervor that burst on the Greeks in the 5th century.
Welcome to the Ad Nauseam podcast, where classical gourmands everywhere can finally get their fill. Join us for a delectable discussion of Greco-Roman civilization stretching from the Minoans and Mycenaeans through the Renaissance and right down to the present. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are your hosts, Dr. David Noe and Dr. Jeff Winkle.
Welcome, listeners, to episode 210 of the Ad Nauseam podcast. My name is Dr. Jeffrey T. Winkle. I'm down here in the bunker, Parnassus Central, with my good friend and excellent co-host, Dr. David C. Noe. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing pretty well, and I have to say we are well on our way to 300.
We are. Really?
Yes.
Even at 210, we can say...
Only 90 more.
Oh, that's... Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, we can take care of that
we
like that.
can do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Maybe finish up next week.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty well. I'm here in the bunker with you. I'm drinking some Summit Cola.
Oh, yes.
Summit Diet Cola from the good folks at Aldi's.
Yes.
Sponsorship opportunity.
Yes, exactly.
What's their slogan again?
Aldi's?
Can you spare a quarter?
That's what
Something
it
like
is, because you got to put the quarter in to
For
get
the shopping
for
cart.
the cart. That's right.
And
Yep.
you're drinking some Summit Cola too.
I am enjoying it very much.
I think I gave you the mini, right?
Right,
It's
man.
like a cocktail.
So we're giving them this free exposure here. They
Well,
should,
for now.
they have to pony up.
Eventually they'll pony up.
Yeah, I'd settle for a quarter. They threw that because often when I do go to Aldi, I walk up there and I'm like, oh, I forgot the quarter.
Well, what I typically do is I just say, I'll just carry the stuff, right?
Right.
I don't get the cart. But then as you go through the aisles, by the end, it's really comic. I'm putting stuff in my coat,
Right.
my back pocket.
Hanging stuff around your neck.
You ever tried to put a whole pack of chicken thighs in your back pocket? Frozen chicken thighs?
That sounds like a challenge.
It is not easy.
So
Herculean task.
Yeah.
See the connection?
Nice. I always find myself relying on the kindness of strangers.
Oh,
Say,
yeah.
Oh, I'm penniless, but would you?
Right.
Can I have your cart, please?
Can you spare an empty cardboard box?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So, Jeff,
Yeah.
We're getting into it today. You're
We are.
feeling well, I trust?
I am. I'm a little upset that and not surprised that. Did you hear that the groundhog, the official groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil,
What?
indeed saw his shadow?
Ah.
So that means 6 more weeks of winter.
Wow.
Yeah.
We knew that was coming.
I know.
We're almost into our favorite time of year.
Which is what?
It begins with S and ends with March.
That's right. I can't wait for it to get a little smarchy around here.
Exactly so. So we're giving away another Aristotle set.
Yep.
Let's front load that. Tell the people, please.
Yeah. So we gave a set away earlier, and our wonderful sponsor Hackett has been so generous to offer another a set of this. It's the complete works, right?
That's right.
Everything that Aristotle wrote that survives is in this set.
CDC Reeve and Pontos. What has it go? What's
What?
the guy's? I've already forgotten.
Well,
his name.
Kontos is the that's who you're talking about, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Pavlos Kontos. There
Yes.
we go.
And so, listener, if you want to get in the running, in the mix to win one of these sets, just write to Dave at adnauseam.com. Don't forget that V, and you have to write the secret word, which is Kontos.
That's correct.
Kontos.
I'm voting for Kontos.
Yes.
A few more brief items.
Yes.
And one is recently our former professor
Yeah.
and mentor, the wonderful Dr. Richard Weavers, went home to glory. And so I would like to give a little homage here on this show because
Please.
without Rich and many professors like him, this would not be possible.
Indeed.
Whatever it is, we owe a great debt of humility to him.
Yeah.
So a little bit of his obituary here. On January 21, 2026, Richard Weavers passed away peacefully at Faith Hospice, Trillium Woods. He was 92 years old. For 35 years, Rich made sure to equip his students in classical languages to accurately interpret Greek texts. He was kind, clear, and had an obvious love of the text, said Mary Hulst, a former student of Weavers. He taught his students to respect the text and think carefully about its meaning for our lives, said Ken Bratt, who had Weavers as a professor at Calvin in the 1960s and later served alongside him in the classics department for many years. During part of that time, Weavers served as department chair. Putting others first. While Weavers used computers to help in his own scholarship and ongoing learning, he was most concerned with how this newer technology could help others, mainly students and other scholars. Rich was always interested in creating computer drills that would help students learn Greek and Latin, and search programs that help scholars analyze Greek and Latin texts, said Bratt. So, Jeff, it was the summer of 1993.
Mm-hmm.
I was home on the farm working for my dad, working long days, got up early, worked all day on the farm, and in the evenings, this is what I did. I used Rich Weaver's Fortran-programmed Latin drill machine, and I went through thousands, if not 10,000s of iterations of principal parts and endings and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And that was the foundation that has given me whatever success I've enjoyed since then.
Yeah.
It's all due to this guy.
Yeah. No, I remember many wonderful things about Rich, and that, I mean, him being on the forefront of using technology.
That's right.
For a dusty old subject like classics. I remember too his program to drill Greek vocabulary.
So you used that.
I did, and it was
phenomenal.
It was phenomenal, and it really it clicked. It worked so well. I really admired him, and he was just a great, gentle,
fantastic,
brilliant man.
Fantastic. And I'd like to mention also that the team that I've been working with to give people the Calvin's Latin Bible app, which this is not a plug, it's an homage to Rich. He put together all these files based on Calvin's commentaries.
That's right.
And then gave me the electronic files and said, you can do with them whatever you want. So that goes into the Latin app now, blessing around 1,200 individuals around the world now.
Fantastic.
Thanks to his hard work.
Fantastic, yeah.
So we're really appreciative, and may God grant many other individuals like that who work hard and are kind.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. And Dave, I believe we have some listener mail.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
On a little bit of a lighter note here.
So this is different than a shout out? This is
listener mail.
Okay.
All right. So this comes from our friend Byron Snellings in Elberton, Georgia.
All right.
Master Noe, they say the great blizzard is upon us. We have begun our preparations, but Walton's goods store is running low of supplies. This is the most dreadful of news, as we are expected to be the recipients of 1 to 2 inches of snow. Oh, the depths! May the Lord remember us in such a horrid tundra, as he did remember Jonah, and may his grace sustain us through the frozen temperatures of a loveless 22 degrees. If by the Lord's providence we meet our demise, know that I cherish your kinship. Till we meet again on earth or in heaven. Byron Snellings, Elberton, Georgia.
I hope he's doing all right.
I don't know.
Man.
I don't know if he's able to scrape that 1/8 of an inch of frost off of his windshield.
Yeah. Well, that kind of stuff does shut the South.
No
absolutely
kidding.
down.
For weeks.
Yep.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Like that great meme. It's going to get cold. So for those in the South, stay home.
Yeah.
For those in the North, get your big coat.
That's right. Exactly right. No, I remember when my brother lived in Nashville, and going down to visit him. And
he was in medical school, right?
Yes, at Vanderbilt. And they would get these occasional dustings of snow. And my brother would say every time that happened, people would flock to Kroger, and they would clean the store out of hot chocolate and chili. That was the way.
Hot chocolate. We're going to weather this storm.
Yes, with hot chocolate and chili.
Wow.
Until that half inch melts away.
Incredible.
Tomorrow.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow is not only the Lord's Day, but there's a big football game going on tomorrow evening, I think.
The Super Bowl?
Yeah. You plan to watch?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah. How about, are you going to watch the game?
Yeah, probably after the day of worship concludes.
Yeah.
I probably watch the game, and oftentimes there's snacks involved in that, you know?
That's always the best part. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the snacks that I just can't stomach is that kind of snack that's made primarily of garbanzo beans, chickpeas, you know. Sometimes they put in some sesame paste.
Yes, I know.
Tahini,
I know the one you're talking about.
Fresh lemon juice.
Yes.
Garlic, salt, and olive oil.
Yeah.
Sometimes with optional additions like cumin, paprika, or parsley.
Yes, indeed.
And then you often take carrot sticks or celery, maybe little pita squares.
Square pita bread, yeah, exactly.
Pita triangles.
Yeah.
You dip it in there.
Yeah.
But I have no taste for this.
Okay.
It's too earthy.
Yeah, okay.
And so even as many people are planning to prepare it, I'm deep in meditation. You might even call it premeditation about how to dispose of it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so when it gets served, I've thought about this very carefully, made all kinds of nearly malicious plans.
Yeah.
And when it gets put out on that snack table, I'm going to take it and either throw it in the trash or heave it out the window.
Yes, okay. All right, yeah.
You might say it's a case of premeditated homicide.
Nicely done.
Oh, that's bad.
That is bad.
That's a new low for me.
So now, does it Is there truth in comedy? Do you not care for hummus?
I don't.
You do?
No,
Okay.
Too earthy.
Too earthy. So that's
Too earthy.
true.
Here's a tablespoon of dirt on your chip. No thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What are we talking about today, Jim?
We are going to wrap up our look at Aristophanes' clouds. We started part 1 a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah, number 209 was the episode. Number 208 was the
208,
episode.
Yep. So we're going to come around and we're going to pick up the latter half and see where this goes.
Things are going to get wild.
Yes.
They're going to get crazy. More exuberant flatulence on the part of Aristophanes and his characters.
So much flatulence.
Some political, I understand, satire and zing.
Yep.
So let's get right into it. And let's pick up when Strepsiades, who everyone remembers is the cranky old man who's trying to get his son Phidippides out of a horse gambling-induced debt.
Yes.
He has just enrolled in the Frontisterion, which Meinecke translates as...
the Pondatorium.
Right.
That's right. So Strepsiades is here now. Phidippides, he ran off. He had a brief encounter.
Off scene.
Wasn't interested. So Strepsiades says, well, I'm going to learn the unjust argument to try to argue my way out of these debts in court.
Yes, I'll try to make the weaker argument the stronger one.
Yes.
So I'll go to the Pondatorium.
Sure.
He interacts with the student, the stuff we covered last week, and now the student says to himself, Strepsiades, you want to play the student or you want to play Strepsiades?
I'll be
here?
Strepsiades.
Okay.
So Strepsiades says, who's himself?
Socrates.
Socrates, call him over for me, will you?
You call him. I'm very busy.
So then he runs out. So you take Socrates in
Okay.
here, okay? Socrates, oh Socrates.
Why do you call me ephemeral creature?
Socrates, what are you doing up there?
I walk the air in order to look down on the sun.
So apparently in this production, Socrates would have been hanging from the crane.
Yeah, he's
Right.
carried around like in the gondola of a hot air balloon.
Right.
That's how I've always envisioned it.
Right, so the crane that would often be used to kind of lower in the Deus Ex Machina, right?
Right.
So now Socrates is he's dangling up there, kind of floating above.
That's right.
Above the stage, right? So Strepsiades says, why do you need to float on a rack to scorn the gods? If you have to do it, why not do it on the ground?
In order that I may make exact discoveries of the highest nature. Thus my mind is suspended to create only elevated notions. The grains of these thoughts then merge with a similar atmosphere of thin air. If I had remained earthbound and attempted to scrutinize the heights, I would have found nothing, for the earth forces the creative juices to be drawn to its core, depriving one of the all-important water on the brain.
So yeah, a
We're
lot
laughing.
of a lot of this, of course, is he's satirizing what we usually call the pre-Socratics, right?
Yes, that's right.
Those who were kind of
Anaxagoras, Anaximenes, those guys, Pythagoras.
breaking down the universe into its core elements,
Right.
And at the same time, kind of brushing the gods off the table.
That's right. Heraclitus, so is it flux? Is it water? Is it air? Is it the Epicureans? What's this world made of?
Exactly.
But what I find really funny about it and quite relatable is that folks like us, Jeff, people with advanced degrees and lots of blue bookery in our background, we can be, you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
You sure?
I'm ready.
Pretty insufferable.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Have you noticed that?
Oh, there's no end of that kind of hubristic
pedantry,
exactly.
And only someone who knows the word pedantry would use it. I was on the phone with someone once, and the person said bona fides.
Yeah.
He said to me, you think you're better than us. And I said, no, I really don't. He said, you think just because you have the bona fides of something else. And I corrected him. But I wasn't trying to correct him. It's just,
So, and he says, that's what I'm talking
exactly.
about. Right?
It's just I was carried around in a basket above the stage,
That's
like
right.
Socrates here. So Strepsiades continues.
He says, You mean you need a good brainwashing to think such thoughts? Oh, my dear Socrates, you must come down at once. You must teach me all the things that I have come to learn.
Then he's lowered to the stage, says Meinecke in his translation. And Socrates says, and just why have you come?
I want to learn to debate. I'm being besieged by creditors. All my worldly goods are under threat of seizure. The bailiffs are banging on my door.
Did you fail to realize you were amassing such enormous debts?
Oh, I tried to keep things on a tight rein, but it was like closing the stable door after the horse had bolted. I want you to teach me that other argument of yours, the one that never pays its dues. Name your price, whatever it takes. I swear by the gods to pay you.
Swear by the gods? We don't give credit to the gods here.
Right, so we learned last time that the student that he was talking to already has kind of been sneering when Strepsiades drops the name Zeus. He says, come on, right? This
He's
is
got no
ridiculous.
credit here.
Exactly.
I'd like to see Zeus, buy a T-shirt at the Pondertorium. Won't work.
Right.
Hard, cold cash.
So a couple of things here. What I love is that, even if after the students has kind of ridiculed the gods, now here Socrates brushes them aside. Strepsiades continues to invoke the name Zeus when he gets surprised by
That's
things.
right.
And I also love this detail too. He's just talking about how he's besieged by debts, but he tells Socrates, name your price, whatever it takes, I'll pay.
And what does Strepsiades say next?
Yes, he says, well, then how do you make oaths? This all sounds very Byzantine to me.
Do you really want to know the truth regarding matters of religion?
And then here, I do, by Zeus. Is that possible?
And do you wish communion with the clouds to actually speak to our divinities?
Oh, yes, please.
Then lie down on this sacred couch.
I'm lying down.
Here, take this ritual wreath.
A wreath? Gods, no. Socrates, I don't want to be sacrificed. You're not going to make a meal out of me.
Don't worry, it's just part of the initiation rites. Everyone has to do it.
What do I get out of it?
Why, you will become a published public speaker, a rattling castanet, the flower of finest orators. Now hold still.
By Zeus, I'm no powder puff. I know when I'm getting a good dusting.
Silence, speak no ill words, old man, and heed my invocation. O Master, our Lord, infinite air, upholder of the buoyant earth, O radiant ether, O reverend thunder-cracking clouds, ascend! Reveal yourselves, sacred ladies. Emerge for those with higher thoughts.
So, of course, big part of the joke here is that Socrates just dismissed religion.
Right.
And, of course, all of the language surrounding the invocation of the clouds is a satire of religious speak.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he is concerned about things under the earth and things over the heavens.
Yes.
Supposedly Socrates is, as revealed in the Apology. So his divinities are the cumulus, the cirrus, and the nimbus deities, the
Indeed.
clouds.
Yes, exactly right.
And they form the chorus.
Yes.
And Strepsiades says,
Wait, I need to wrap myself up first so I don't get soaked. I knew I shouldn't have left home without a hat.
So if the clouds come, the joke, in case anybody missed it, you see, an important part of pedantry, Jeff, is to explain jokes.
Exactly right.
So let me proceed.
Right. Nothing is funnier than explaining a joke.
That's right. So Strepsiades is concerned that if the deities are the clouds and they descend, he hasn't brought his umbrella or his raincoat. He's going to get drenched.
That's right.
Socrates continues with the invocation. Come, you illustrious clouds, come and reveal yourselves to this mortal. From the sacred snow-capped crests of Olympus, from the festive spiraling dances of the sea nymphs, in the lush gardens of the ocean father, from the shimmering waters of the Nile where you dip your golden goblets, from Lake Myotis or the icy heights of Mount Mimas, hear my prayer, receive our sacrifice, and bless our sacred rites.
At which point we start to hear the rumbling of the clouds, and then the chorus, dressed apparently as clouds.
Now, how would they do that?
I don't know. I was trying to think. I can't remember of like any vase paintings. I mean,
Well-
there are some vase paintings of like the birds that survive.
Let me break it down for you.
Yeah,
When
please.
I was a kid and I was in my Sunday school class,
Mhm.
and we had to make some kind of a scene, because that's where I was at the time theologically, like the angels appearing to the shepherds.
Yeah.
We went straight to cotton balls.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Well,
Did you not?
yeah. Of course. That was-
Cotton balls.
yeah. It was required.
That's correct. They
Yeah.
weren't real cotton. They were some kind of, petroleum product. But they came in a bag that you
Mm-hmm.
could never get open.
Yes.
Once you got it open,
They flew everywhere.
pulled those things out and
Yeah.
you just glue them in place.
Indeed.
So I imagine that the chorus here for Aristophanes is just covered in cotton balls.
Okay. All right. So they had.
What do you think?
They had those giant bags available in
I don't know.
430 BC.
You seem a little skeptical.
A little skeptical.
Don't let anachronism get in the way.
Okay, yeah.
How would you have represented the clouds?
All right. So these chorus
wrapping them in big bales of Charmin?
actually like that a little bit better.
Do you?
Right. No. Okay. So these guys are coming out. They're kind of covered with maybe wearing some kind of frame.
Yeah.
And then covered in glued cotton balls.
Right. Now you say guys.
Yeah.
But I think you're being non-gender specific because although they were males playing the role,
Yes.
they were presented as ladies, right?
This is true.
In the chorus.
Yes.
The chorus is made of females. Are we going to read the chorus or we move on?
Let's just read the opening lines here just
Okay.
to give a taste. So this would have been there would a rhythm, a music that has been chanted, sung.
Extravaganza.
Right.
Do you
So-
think there'd have been a good bass line?
I would hope so. A great bass line. So the chorus sings, "Arise, appear, ever soaring clouds, the shape of shimmering drops assume. From mountain slopes where forests crowd, from ocean depths where breakers boom.
I
Look
love it.
down upon the vales and hills, see sacred earth where showers splash, the holy rivers where rainfall spills, the roaring seas rush and dash. Shake off the rain and misty haze. A shining radiance warms the sky. Upon this earth the clouds will gaze under the tireless gleam of heaven's eye.
Yeah, it's an ABAB.
Yeah.
Rhyming scheme. Well done, Meinik. Way to make it sound good.
Exactly. I mean, that's often the challenge here, right? So once you start, you translate this or try to keep the meter, it's almost impossible for it to kind of read or sound well in English. And
That's right.
I like the choice that Meinik has made here.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to jump ahead a little bit.
Right.
And so Strepsiades and Socrates have this long back and forth about kind of what is the nature of the clouds, what makes them divine, and how on earth can we consider these things to be deity? And so Strepsiades starts pressing Socrates on some of the details of the clouds.
And it gets meteorological.
It does, yeah. So let me see. I'll pick it up with a question that Strepsiades asks.
Okay.
So Socrates has just mentioned something about the celestial basin.
All right.
Strepsiades says, basin? So Zeus is no more? And Basin is king now, is he? But you haven't explained who it is that makes the thunder.
Listen, the clouds become full of water and crash into each other. Thus they emit a thundering sound because of their sheer density.
Do you seriously expect me to believe that?
Then allow me to demonstrate, using you as my example. Have you ever been at the Pan-Athenaia festival and eaten too much soup? What happened? Your stomach suddenly became upset and started to rumble, yes?
Yes, by Apollo. It grumbles and groans with all that soup sloshing around. And then it makes a noise that sounds just like thunder. First of all, it's just a little splutter. And then it gets a bit louder. And then when I finally have to go, it really thunders just like those clouds.
My dear... Sorry. Even my pedantry has limits. Here we go. Socrates says... My dear old fellow, if a tiny stomach as yours can emit such a fart, just think what a colossal thunder the vast atmosphere can produce.
Yes, thunder and farter. They even sound the same. But what about those flashing, fiery shafts of lightning that can burn us to a crisp or at least give us a good grilling every now and then? Surely that is Zeus's instrument against oathbreakers.
You blithering, prehistoric, pro-Cronian old fool. If Zeus smites oathbreakers, why has he not incinerated Cimon, Cleonymus, or Theorus? And we could insert here, Jeff, a mix of Republican and Democrat prominent officials right here.
Exactly.
Schumer, Trump, Vance, whatever you want.
So he's calling out contemporary politicians.
That's correct.
That he's imagining getting zapped by lightning.
Yeah, if Zeus is an oathbreaker, we'd have no one left in the House or Senate.
Exactly right. And I should note too, it's very likely that these guys were probably in the theater.
That's right.
When this was being when they were being called out. Yeah.
Yeah. So to resume, Socrates says they couldn't break more oaths if they tried. Instead, he strikes the temple at Cape Sunion and turns his own oak trees to charcoal. Everyone knows that an oath as solid as oak can't be broken. What was he thinking?
And that's really interesting. So he's talking about lightning hitting. That would be Poseidon's temple at Sunion, right? So his brother's own temple.
Been there, seen that,
yeah,
right?
Great, a beautiful spot.
Yes, we were there together.
And then striking oak trees, which is, of course, Zeus's avatar in the plant world.
That's right.
So why would he? It doesn't make any sense.
Does not.
Yeah.
So then Strepsiades says,
he says, I don't know, but it all sounds very convincing. So what's a thunderbolt then?
When an arid gust is blown up above and becomes trapped inside the clouds, it tends to inflate them rather like a bladder. The sheer volume of air causes the clouds to explode, and the compressed hot wind is forced out with such terrific energy that in the process it bursts into spontaneous flame.
The exact same thing happened to me once at the Diazef feast. I was cooking a nice big sausage for the family, and I completely forgot to prick it. Well, it swelled right up, and suddenly, bang! It blew up right in my face and showered me with hot blood and fat.
Did that ever happen to you, Jeff?
I've had sausages explode on me before.
It's like every day for me with the microwave, right?
Yes.
Stick it in there 1 minute. Don't reduce the power level.
No.
Go get your cup of coffee or whatever else you have to do. Go get the mail. You come back and
kaboom!
Boom! It's a huge mess.
It is terrible.
You got to prick it.
That's right.
It's exactly what causes lightning.
This reminds me a lot of the frogs. When you remember with
oh sure,
when Dionysus is trying to kind of explain something to Heracles, he has to put it in terms of food and drink, right? And so Strepsiades, he knows exactly about drinking too much soup and getting gassy, and of course his go-to metaphor here is a sausage, swelling up like the clouds.
That's right, like a Johnsonville brat or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep,
plump when you eat them. And then we move ahead, Jeff, to around line 700.
Yes.
So Socrates exits the stage. Now he's off, and we have this back and forth between the chorus and Strepsiades. And what is the theme here?
Well, we're getting down to like what Strepsiades, what he wants out of this, right? He wants to learn how to manipulate language, use the kind of the sideways logic to get out of this. He's already kind of had an argument with Socrates about, down to kind of the gender of particular words.
Right.
But now this back and forth in the chorus is trying to encourage him and infuse him with what he needs to know to get this done.
Yeah, here's the kind of sophistry, right? So he's laying on a couch and he's being bitten by fleas.
Right.
I guess because the couches in the pondertorium are all flea bitten, they're never cleaned.
And that's
flea ridden.
They've been studying the jumping of fleas too,
right?
So it's all part of the curriculum.
Okay, so do you want to play the part of Strepsiades and I'll be the chorus?
Yes, please. Strepsiades says, "Oh no, those fleas are going to have a field day feasting on me."
So philosophize and cogitate, intellectualize and ruminate. Twist your thoughts, your mind must bend. Through mental blocks and each dead end, let ideas jump and concepts fly. Don't let sweet sleep close your eyes.
Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa!
What pains thee? Art thou smitten?
Misery, agony, I'm being bitten. They're leaping off this bed and biting like Corinthians fleeing from the fighting. They've been gnawing on my bones all day. They're sucking all my blood away. They've champed my bollocks all red raw. My poor old arse has never felt this sore. These bugs will chew me half to death.
I suggest you give that moaning a rest.
Yeah, some hope you are. What bad advice. I've lost money and health for a load of lice. My very soul is bruised and beaten. My clothes and shoes are all moth-eaten. So I sing to keep my spirits high. But it's all over now. The end is nigh.
I love that line where he zings the Corinthians.
Yes.
They're leaping off this bed and biting like Corinthians fleeing from the fighting.
Apparently Corinthians had a reputation for
cowardice.
Yeah,
like we would say of the French, maybe, but I guess we shouldn't
We
go
probably
there.
shouldn't now that we've already said it.
Do we have any French listeners?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're offended now.
The Nonagon of Anhui.
Yeah. But I love that classic Aristophanic reversal. So it's set up that the clouds are telling him, ruminate, philosophize. You really got to focus, and all Strepsiades can think about is these bugs just tearing him up.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that matters. Yeah.
Then Socrates comes back, and how about you keep on with Strepsiades?
Yeah.
All right. Socrates says, "What are you doing? You are supposed to be contemplating."
I am, by Poseidon.
There he goes again.
another god, right?
And just what, pray, have you been contemplating?
I've been contemplating my future once these bugs have finished me off.
Go to Hades.
Hades, right, chum. That's exactly what this is.
So that seems like a good place to move ahead in the plot.
Yes.
So we're going ahead, and what's the approximate line number in the play?
This is around line 815 or so.
Okay. So as Meinecke translates it, he very conveniently and helpfully puts the line numbers next to the text.
Yes.
So if you know the Greek, you want to follow the Greek, you can kind of track it.
Yeah. So in this scene, Strepsiades he's gotten his BA or whatever.
His BS, perhaps.
His BS in Ponditorium Studies. And now he's kind of using his knowledge and he's chasing after his son. So Phidippides shows up once again.
And he's going to try to set him to rights, and we're going to figure out this debt, and everything's going to resolve nicely.
Exactly. Thinks? Right. So again, I'll be Strepsiades and you can play Phidippides.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So Strepsiades says to his son, "Get out! By vapor! Out of my house once and for all. Go and eat your uncle Megacles out of house and home."
I just have to pause.
Yes.
Do you notice now he has a different epithet? He's not saying by Poseidon or by Zeus.
No, it's by vapor.
By vapor,
Yes.
right? He swears by.
Right.
It's great.
He has drunk the Kool-Aid.
That's right.
Yeah.
Phidippides, "Father, whatever is the matter? You are clearly insane by Zeus."
Listen to you. By Zeus. How childish. Fancy believing in Olympian Zeus at your age.
What on earth is so funny?
You are. A young child like you with such old-fashioned ideas. It's really quite ridiculous. But listen, come here. I want to reveal something to you. When you understand then, and only then, my son, will you truly be a man. But you must ensure that no one else knows this.
Well, I'm here. Now, what is it?
Did you, or did you not, just swear to Zeus?
I did.
Now you'll see the benefits of education. Phidippides, there is no Zeus.
What?
Zeus is overthrown. Basin is king now.
Ha, what's rot?
It's the truth.
I don't believe you. Who told you this nonsense?
Socrates, the Melian, and Chaerephon, and he's an expert in the true path of fleas.
Before we go on, I think that what Meinecke has done with making Basin king,
Yeah.
that's a good translation because it's timeless. But it would be much funnier in our context to say something like Rubbermaid or
Yes.
Tupperware.
Tupperware's king.
Don't you think?
That would be great. Yeah.
But I know he's got to say basin because these things change, and whatever is
Right.
the reigning is Corelle. Is that another very common dishware?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, if we were doing this just for a contemporary audience right now, I think that Tupperware is king. That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we move on. Oh, dear, your insanity, Father, is at a really advanced stage if you have begun to follow the views of those maniacs.
How dare you say such things? These are brilliant men with superb minds. They live a simple, frugal life and refuse to cut their hair, use soap, or set foot in a bathhouse. But you've been taking yourself and my money to the cleaners for years, scrubbing away as if I was dead and buried. Come on, hurry up. You have to go and learn in my place.
What for? There's nothing even vaguely useful they could teach me.
Nothing useful? What about all worldly knowledge, eh? You can start off by learning what an imbecile you are. Hang on. I just had a thought. Wait here.
Dear me, Father is clearly deranged. What should I do? I could have him tried in court and found legally incompetent, or perhaps I had better book the undertaker right away.
So Strepsiades comes back through the door, and apparently he's holding 2 chickens.
Yes.
In one in each hand, right? Strepsiades says, now, then, tell me, what would you call this?
A chicken?
Very good. And what would you call this? He holds up the other chicken.
A chicken.
Really? You would call them both by the same name, huh? Now you really are being stupid. Here, let me show you so you will know next time you are asked. This one here is indeed called a chicken, but this is a chickeness.
Chickeness? Is that an example of the worldly knowledge that you learned in that house of stupid old clods?
It is, but son, I couldn't remember most of the stuff they taught. Every time I learned something, I'd forget it. I'm just too old.
That's why you've lost the clothes off your back, is it?
Yeah, they're not lost, just donated to my educational endowment.
And just where are your shoes, you gullible old idiot?
So are we supposed to imagine Societies is he's basically...
He's just standing there in his skivvies,
exactly,
I think, with a chicken in each arm.
He's just there in his jockey shorts.
That's right.
Exactly. To quote Pericles, they were spent on necessary expenses.
We probably have to stop there, right?
Okay, yeah, of course.
To explain jokes?
Right.
So Pericles, right, was accused of a lot of embezzlement when he's building the Parthenon and all the other fantastic things. So this is a joke that probably hits home real close.
Definitely, right. Exactly. So this would have been very close. This would have been, Pericles was dead by this time, but still
slush fund.
Very much in living memory. So that the whole chickeness thing, this goes back to a section that we kind of glossed over, but he's trying to describe how Socrates taught him that you can manipulate the language by kind of taking apart the genders.
Yeah, here's a masculine noun, here's a feminine noun. The chickens look identical, but one's a chicken and one's a chickeness.
Yes.
And speaking of chickenesses, it's time to hawk some wares.
Episode of Ad Nauseam is brought to you by Ratio Coffee. Dave, this morning I had the perfect cup of coffee, as I always do, because I pushed the button on my Ratio 8. I had the grounds ready to go. Few minutes, I was sitting on the couch with my book, and it was a perfect morning.
On a Saturday.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yep.
Let me take the listener to Tom's Guide once again, which we referenced previously. Tom's Guide did a nice view of the Ratio 4, how I drank my coffee this morning. And they say, coffee... And what Americans like me mean by that is black coffee, filter coffee, drip coffee, is much more popular in the U.S. than Europe. It became popular after the Boston Tea Party as a more patriotic alternative to the unjustly taxed tea. While the modern espresso machine debuted at the 1906 World's Fair in Milan, a machine didn't come to the New World until 1927, when Caffè Reggio in Greenwich Village acquired one. The machines weren't readily taken up outside Italian-American communities until after the war. Espresso didn't explode until Peet's Coffee, and the more popular shop it inspired, Starbucks, spread across the country beginning in the 1970s. Still, it remains less popular with Americans than a standard cup. Here is where the Ratio 4 comes in. You don't need to have the drip. You don't need to have the espresso. You can use the automatic pour-over.
Yes.
Now, I had never really experienced pour-over coffee until I started using the Ratio family of brewers.
Yeah.
Because I was just too cheap.
I was too cheap. And I remember I had some good friends that were all into that. And I thought, this tastes really good, but this is complicated.
It's a ton of work.
And it takes too much time.
You got to stand there and you got to, I don't know, turn your arm around like this. This is something that Strepsiades would have enjoyed in the Pondertorium.
Indeed.
But Mark Helweg, our entrepreneur, he solved that problem.
He did. So, hey, listen, do yourself a favor. If you want one of these wonderful machines, which takes care of kind of all of the irritating work of making a pour over coffee, go to ratiocoffee.com. Go to ratiocoffee.com/ad nauseum and find one of these machines that you want. I mean, these are not cheap. This is an investment in your coffee future.
That's right.
But if you're serious about your coffee, and I know that a lot of our listeners are, go to ratiocoffee.com/ad nauseum. Find one of these machines you want, the 4, the 6, the 8. And if you use this coupon code at checkout, ANRatio2026, Dave, that will get them, I believe, $20 off their entire order.
That is correct. Check it out. This episode of Ad Nauseam is also brought to you by the great folks at Hackett Publishing in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Indianapolis, Ohio. If I'm
Indiana, Dave.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. And they have a kind of a Pondertorium, you might say.
You're talking about their website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you'd like to ponder some Descartes, you'd like to ponder some, I don't know, the history of the samurai, you'd like to ponder some South American studies, or the Greco-Roman classics, they have it all.
They do. Yes. Check out their huge selection at hackettpublishing.com. They've got everything. And my favorite things about Hackett are the attractive volumes, the high-quality translations, and the price. You cannot beat the price.
Yeah, I'm going to break a little news here. You ready, Jeff?
Yep.
I was talking to an old friend yesterday on the phone, and this man is a specialist and expert in Alexis de Tocqueville, the French guy that came to the U.S. and wrote a great book, Democracy in America.
Yep.
And I think he's going to come on the program and talk to us a little bit about the history of classics and whether a democracy can sustain classical learning.
Huh.
Now, you might be thinking, what does this have to do with Hackett? Well, as I was talking to this fellow that we'll call Bob,
yes,
because that's his name,
excellent,
I said, Hackett actually sponsors our podcast. And he said, you know what? He said, Hackett is one of those companies that have the kinds of books that I would actually recommend to my students because they're high value yet inexpensive.
Yes.
I said, Bob, that's our script. You did it.
You're singing our song.
Exactly right.
I love it.
It was great confirmation that the whole world thinks this about Hackett.
Yeah. So, hey, check it out. Go to hackettpublishing.com. That's HACKETT publishing.com. Find the books that you want, and you're going to find a lot. Drop them in your grocery basket, and if you use this coupon code AN2026, Dave, that will get them 3 great things.
3 things. Yeah. First of all, you support this humble podcast. Mm-hmm. Second, you'll get free shipping.
Yes.
And third, you'll get 20% off your entire order.
Don't hesitate. Dave, are you ready for art that truly speaks to your story?
I'm more than ready.
Excellent. Well, then you should meet Della. You've met
I
Della.
Did meet Della.
But for the rest of you,
she left an indelible mark on me.
Nice. Meet Della, a Tucson-based oil painter who captures the people, places, and moments you cherish with breathtaking detail. She has showcased her work in multiple galleries, illustrated books, and is often commissioned for standout projects. See her current works for sale at her website, dellachelpka.art. That's DELLACHELPKA.art. Dave, you have some of Della's works hanging on your walls, don't you?
That's right. I do. That's right. A lovely painting of an egg called Sunny Side Up.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
It really is so cool.
It has that almost photorealism, and yet it captures the soul of the egg, you might say, as any good portrait does.
Yeah.
It's an active interpretation.
Yes.
So go to her site, check it out, and then enter this coupon code, Apelles, APELLES, the most famous painter of antiquity, and you'll get your special ad nauseum discount of
10%.
Check it out. Okay, Jeff, as we get back into the lovely center of this particular play, where are we headed next?
So, Socrates he's kind of dragged or forced Pheidippides back in and says, go there, learn what you need to learn. The next major section is where this inferior and superior or just and unjust argument come out anthropomorphized, and they have a debate amongst themselves, and Pheidippides is there to learn what his father hopes is the inferior argument.
Thank you, Jeff, for that excellent summary.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be all right with you if I read a little bit of Greek
Let's
here?
do it. Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so as Jeff mentioned when he's explaining this part, it can be translated as superior and inferior argument, but it's labeled in the Greek text as dikaios logos, just argument, and adikos logos, unjust.
That's right.
Or corrupt argument. And so this is line 889. I'm going to read 4 lines, 2 from dikaios logos, and then 2 from adikos logos. And they would go something like this. Hore deo ridexon saton, toisi theatais keperthrasus on. And then unjust argument replies with, Ithapoi chreses palu garmalons, and tois paloisi lagon apolo.
Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then shall we pick it up there and read some of Meinek's brilliant translation?
Yeah, which argument do you want to be?
Well, I think I should be inferior.
Inferior?
Yeah, I'll be unjust argument.
All right. So I start here with the superior argument,
Okay.
the just argument. Come out. Let the audience have a look at you. You know how much you like to show off.
Oh, get you hence, dear. Oh, what a crowd. The more to witness your thrashing, the better. I just love it.
I love it. The inferior argument is kind of like he's like sucking up to the crowd.
That's right.
Yeah, I love it. Superior says, and who are you to think that you can thrash me?
Just an argument.
An inferior argument.
Oh, aren't you the high and mighty one? That may be so darling, but I'll still thrash you all the same.
Really? And how do you plan to do that?
With innovative new ideas.
Oh, very chic. You're very fashionable, aren't you? Thanks to these idiots.
Pointing at the audience.
Yes.
You gotta love a playwright that can so routinely and successfully insult his audience the whole time.
And they love it.
Yes.
Right.
Then inferior argument says, on the contrary, they are of the highest intelligence.
I'm going to annihilate you.
I see. How?
Simply by stating my just argument.
Then let me start by defeating it with a counter-argument, because it is quite clear that justice doesn't exist.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, where is she then?
She resides with the gods on Olympus, as you well know.
Well then, if justice lives on Olympus, why hasn't Zeus been punished for locking up his father,
You're just spewing venom. Ugh, get me a bucket, someone.
You're a doddering old relic.
And you're a filthy poof.
Your words are strewn with roses.
Freeloader.
You crown me with lilies.
Father beater.
You're completely unaware that you're showering me with gold.
In my day, you'd be showered with lead.
Yes, I know, but my dear fellow, in these modern times we live in, all your worst name-calling pays me greater honor.
You are completely contemptuous.
And you are absolutely archaic.
It's your fault that the youth of today refuses to attend school. You'll get your comeuppance. You'll see. The Athenians will realize what fools they've been to learn their lessons from the likes of you.
Pooh, you need to freshen up a bit.
Oh, you've been busy, all right, you worthless beggar. You used to be the king of scroungers, gnawing on old sycophantic sayings from a tatty old swag bag.
How shrewd.
How insane.
All that you've said I've done.
The city is to support you as you corrupt its young.
Don't even think about trying to teach this boy, you crusty old Kronos.
It is my duty he needs to be saved from the threat of spouting senseless gibberish.
Come over here. This is to Phidippides. So inferior argument talking to Phidippides. Come over here and ignore this reactionary old maniac.
Keep away from him or you'll be sorry.
And then the chorus, oh, stop all this fighting and arguing. Why don't you give an account of the schooling you used to give in the old days? And then you, inferior argument, can tell us about your new educational methods. Then this boy can hear your conflicting arguments, make up his own mind, and enroll in the school of his choice.
You know, I love this. I mean, one of the things I love about Aristophanes is that it's endlessly, I mean, as specific as it can be, it's endlessly relatable.
Exactly.
That he often, plays with kind of generational conflict.
Exactly.
Right? New versus old. And, as we're reading this, it reminds me of, when I went up to grad school or even undergrad days, where kind of postmodernism was exploding.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And that the kind of this whole kind of deconstruction of language. It reminds me very much of kind of old school versus this wild new school, kind of redefining everything.
That's right. It was explained to me once, and I found this helpful. Those who are of deeper philosophical training than myself, and there are many, can send us a corrigendum and complain. But this was explained to me by a man named John Hare, brilliant philosopher. He said, the Enlightenment Project believed that reason could solve all problems. Mm-hmm. Modernism realized reason can't solve all problems, and that makes us really sad. Postmodernism said reason can't solve all problems and potato soup. or something like that.
Did he really say that?
No, he didn't.
But yeah.
I added that part. But who cares?
Gotcha.
Right? It's a rejection of the notion that we should feel bad that reason can't solve all problems.
Yes.
And so I had the same experience that you have just described as an undergrad, and then going into grad school, so many trends, so much kind of political things to keep up with in the study of scholarship. You got to love a guy like Aristophanes who can complain about, insult his audience, and tap into this generational conflict.
Yes, yeah, exactly right.
Not to mention the exuberant scatology.
Yes.
And maybe, Jeff, we can veer a little bit toward Mahru here.
Oh, Mahru, yes.
You remember him?
Of course.
We'll be getting back there. So this is long about line 950 in the text of Aristophanes, and superior argument gives a long explanation of what education used to be like in the good old days.
Yes, exactly.
Can you read that for us?
Sure. Then let me begin by explaining how education was run in the good old days, when my just cause was predominant and discretion was the aspiration of every man. First, it was a given that boys should be seen and not heard, and that students should attend their district schools, marching through the streets in orderly pairs, behind the lyre master. Moreover, they were never allowed to wear cloaks. Even if the snow was falling as thick as porridge, these boys were then taught fine patriotic songs, and not to rub their thighs together while seated in the classroom. Ah, yes, what stirring hymns they would sing, city-destroying palace, and hark, I hear a far-off tune, and they sung strong and proud like the manly fathers that raised them. And if any boy engaged in classroom buffoonery, or attempted to torture the music by singing in the cacophonic newfangled style of that awful lyre plucker Phrynis, he was given a good thrashing for deliberately perverting the muses. So I love that. So he's even complaining about the rock music.
Yeah.
Right?
He's complaining about grunge, let's be honest.
right. Also, while sitting in the gymnasium, the boys had to keep their legs closed in order that they not expose the spectators to any inappropriate and offensive sights. When they stood up, they had to smooth the sand down where they were sitting. So, I mean, he goes on a bit more, but all of this is to say is that things were great in the old days when students listened to their master.
Yeah.
They were very orderly.
Yes. And it gets a little PG-13, and we kind of cut out a little portions.
Yeah.
So then Inferior breaks in and says, "What a load of archaic claptrap. Your speech, sir, reeks of rotten old sacrificial beef. It is crawling with grasshoppers and hums to the antiquated strains of Cadeides."
Clearly, you are missing the point. It was my system of student tutoring that raised the men who fought so bravely at Marathon. All you do is train our young to be ashamed of themselves and hide behind their cloaks. It grieves me to watch the war dance at the Panathenea, and to have these wimpy lads who can barely lift a shield. And again, he goes on in there. But, I mean, that also kind of rings very true to me.
Of course.
Yes, in our day, people saluted the flag and did the Pledge of Allegiance.
That's correct.
And now that's all kind of gone out the window.
And we're getting old.
Yeah. Yes.
So then, Jeff, if we go on a little bit further.
Yes.
Superior and inferior argument wrap up their mortal combat.
Yes, and it turns out the superior realizes that he's defeated.
That's right.
Right, so inferior kind of shows him how everybody in the audience has succumbed to his side of things.
That's correct.
And superior just kind of says, "Okay, I'm done. I'm out of here."
That's right. And if you're one of our many listeners, right, who have young children or something, and you're thinking, "Oh, I should just give them this copy of Meinecke to read Aristophanes," you might want to reconsider.
Yes,
because we have edited out some of the more colorful and indecent language.
Yep.
Trying to be decorous in our expression, not to work too blue. It's a great poem, but it's for a mature audience.
Mature audiences only, definitely. So at this point in the play, superior argument has admitted defeat.
Right.
And kind of turns over the whole thing, turns over Phidippides to inferior argument to be trained now. So he says, superior argument says, "I have to admit, you've beaten me. Here, take my cloak. I think I might give it a try myself." So even superior is thinking that, maybe I'll try the inferior argument, right?
And then inferior argument, or adikos logos, unjust argument, says to Strepsiades, the father, "Well then, what do you think? Are you and your son going to run off home? Or are you going to leave the boy with me to learn my oratorical arts?"
And Strepsiades answers, "He's all yours to teach, and you have my permission to beat him too. Remember, I want him to have a razor-sharp tongue, and fully adjustable too, with one edge honed for petty lawsuits, and the other sharpened for cutting to the chase on more serious matters."
"Have no fear. He will return an expert in sophistry."
And Phidippides answers, "I'll return a pasty-faced fiend, you mean."
And the chorus says, "Go on, off you go. I think that one day you may well rue the day you did this."
So even the chorus is...
Even the chorus is
It's
skeptical
bull, right.
about all of this. So then enter Strepsiades from the stage right door. He's the dad. And you're going to continue playing Strepsiades, and I'll play the part of Phidippides?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so Strepsiades says, let's see now. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, no. Only 2 more days until the old and new day at the end of the month. The day I fear the most. The day that makes me tremble. The day that gives me the jitters. The day that debts are due. Every last one of my creditors will have paid their court fees and are planning to destroy me once and for all. They won't listen. I pleaded with them to give me more time, begged to have my credit extended, implored them to write off my debts, but nothing works. They all want paying, and they just call me a criminal, hurl abuse, and threaten me with the law. Well, let them try it. That's what I say. They can take me to court for all I care. They'll be sorry if my Phidippides has learned how to talk the talk. Well, there's only one way to find out. I'll give the Pondatorium a knock and see if he's ready. So he knocks on the door. Boy, open up! Boy!
And then Socrates says, "Ah, Strepsiades, good day to you."
Likewise, mate. I've brought you a little gift here. Hands him a bag of barley. It's right and proper to bring a present for the teacher.
Now, Jeff.
Yes.
You know what this is.
What?
It's a bowl of grape nuts.
That's exactly what it is.
That's right. If we can go back to a deep cut,
That is a deep
remember how much you don't like grape nuts?
I hate grape nuts.
Gravel-based cereal?
It is, yes.
And how much I used to like grape nuts?
Yeah.
That's what it is, alphata. It's a bowl of barley. It's grape nuts.
So that's what he's holding. It's handing Socrates here.
And barley will never not be funny, let's be honest.
That's right. Strepsiades asks, has my lad learned the argument? You know, the one that did that little turn for us a while ago?
Indeed he has.
Oh, mistress of misrepresentation. How marvelous!
See another epithet? He's not swearing by the gods.
Not anymore.
And Socrates says, now you will be able to contest all the litigation you please.
What? Even if a witness swore that they saw me borrow the cash?
Even if there were 1,000 witnesses.
All right, so Socrates is claiming Phidippides, he's all set. Basically, send him into court. He's got this down. You don't have anything to worry about.
That's right. So then the story advances.
Mm-hmm.
And now Strepsiades is meeting with the cadre of creditors.
Yes.
And he's trying to argue, using inferior argument and his new skills,
Yes.
that he shouldn't have to pay them back.
Right.
And how about you play the part, once again, of Strepsiades?
Yeah.
Seems like you're born for the role. Long about 1280 in the play.
Yeah.
And I'll be the second creditor.
Great. So Strepsiades says, tell me something. When Zeus makes it rain, do you believe that he sends fresh water each time, or that the sun absorbs the moisture from the earth, reclaims it, and then sends it back down again in the form of a rain shower?
I have absolutely no idea, and I don't see what it has to do with...
Well, how can you justify reclaiming your money if you don't understand the rudiments of meteorology?
Listen, if you can't handle the whole payment this month, then how about just paying me the interest?
What do you mean, interest? I'm not in the least bit interested in your problems.
I mean the charge on the loan that increases in size from day to day and month to month as time flows on by.
That's all very well, but do you think the sea has increased in size at all since olden times?
By Zeus, of course not. It would be against the law of nature for the sea to change in size.
Well then, you pitiful wretch, if the sea doesn't increase in size, with all the rivers flowing into it, who the blazes do you think you are to try and increase the size of your loan? Now bugger off away from my house or you'll get a good prodding. Boy, bring me my cattle prod.
Help! Somebody witness this.
Giddy up. Get up there. Get going before I brand your horse's arse.
This is outrageous. I protest.
Giddy up. Move it, or I'll make a gelding out of you. Oh, you can move quickly enough when you want to. You can take your horses and your chariot wheels and stick them where the sun don't shine.
Oh, Dr. Winkle. You're really working blue now.
So
have we given enough warnings?
I think that's fine. I think we're okay.
All right.
So he chases off the second creditor with a stick after.
Yes, with a horse's goad, right?
Yes.
Like the whip that you'd use if you were a jockey.
Right, after just completely baffling him with the stupid meteorological.
That's correct.
Sea filling stuff.
That's right.
Yes.
And it's funny. Then Strepsiades and Phidippides enter.
Yes.
And you want to continue? This
Yeah.
is long about 1320 in the text.
Yes. Strepsiades says, Oh, help me! Friends, relatives, citizens, help! Come quickly, I'm in terrible danger, please! I'm under attack! He's pummeling my head, gashing my cheeks! Help me! Help me! So Phidippides has appeared and he's beating his father.
Yes.
You monster! You would dare strike your own father?
That's right, old man.
You hear that? He even admits to it!
Freely.
You're despicable. A father beater and a criminal.
Oh, say those things again. More. You know how I just love to be insulted.
You filthy arse!
Please, keep showering me with roses.
You would dare to raise a hand against your own father?
You okay over there?
I am.
Okay. Of course I would, by Zeus, and moreover, I was perfectly justified in giving you a beating as well.
You little bugger. How can striking your own father ever be right?
I'll prove it to you by arguing my view, and I'll win, too.
You'll never win on this point. It's impossible.
On the contrary, it'll be a walkover. So decide which of the two arguments you want to present.
Which two arguments?
The superior or inferior.
It's unbelievable. And to think it was I who had you educated to argue successfully against justice. But there's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to convince me that it is right for a son to beat his own father.
Oh, but I shall convince you. In fact, you'll be so convinced once you've heard me out that you'll have nothing at all worthwhile to say on the matter.
Go on, then. Let's hear what you have to say for yourself. I can't wait.
And then we have the chorus, right? Interrupting. And then Stripsiades says...
Oh, I'll tell you all right. You'll hear every sordid detail of this horrible squabble. We were inside enjoying a nice dinner when I asked him to fetch his lyre and sing us an after-dinner song. I suggested he do a bit of Hark the Hallowed Ram Was Shorn by Simonides, but he would have none of it. No, he told me that strumming a lyre and singing at dinner parties was terribly passé, and said that only old women grinding barley at the stone sing those kinds of songs anymore.
Yes, and that explains why you received a thrashing. Who do you think you are, ordering me to croon some monotonous old song like a chirping grasshopper?
All right, so then Stripsiades and Phidippus have this long, Stripsiades recounts this long argument they have about poets and poetry and drama, and it culminates in they lay hands on each other, they start shaking and punching and kicking each other. And then Phidippus says,
I was well within my rights to punish you after you dared to insult a gifted man like Euripides.
Gifted? He's just a... No, you'll only lay into me all over again.
And I'd be justified too, by Zeus.
How would you be justified, you insolent ruffian? Have you forgotten who raised you? I was the one who had to listen to your lisping baby talk when you went woo-woo. When I knew what you wanted and would fetch you something to drink, and then you would go foo-foo, and Daddy here would get you some bread, and then you cried poo-poo. It was me who would pick you up, take you outside, and let you do your little doo-doos. But you, on the other hand, couldn't care less about my needs. Why, just then when you were strangling me, I was completely ignored, even though I was screaming that I was about to crap my pants, and you just kept on throttling away. You literally squeezed the crap right out of me, and I did my poo-poo right there and then. It's a disgraceful way to treat your dear old dad.
You're really going blue, Winkle, and you really enjoyed it, I can tell.
Yes.
Phidippus says, let me first say how pleasurable it is to be acquainted with modern ways and intelligent notions, for it enables one to disdain conventional practices from a superior vantage point. When I filled my brain with only the mindless thoughts of horse riding, I could hardly even blurt out 3 words without making some stupid mistake. But thanks to my adversary here, meaning his father, who saw to my education, I now possess a keen intellect and am proficient in finite conception, subtle argument, and detailed contemplation. In fact, I believe that I have the necessary skills to fully demonstrate that it is perfectly justified to discipline one's own father.
I wish you'd go back to your horses by Zeus. I'd much rather have to pay for a 4-horse chariot team than run the risk of sustaining bodily harm every day. So he's created a monster.
Exactly.
Right? So he would rather have the debts than put up with this.
That's right. If I may be allowed, says Phidippus, to return to the point in my argument from where I was so rudely interrupted. Tell me this. Did you ever have occasion to beat me when I was a child?
Yes, but it was always for your own good. I had your best interests at heart.
Then surely it is justified for me to beat you for your own good, if, by your definition, quote, having someone else's best interests at heart means to beat them. End quote. How is it justified that your body should be protected against beatings, but mine not? Is it not true that we are both free men? Suffer the little children, do you think the father should not? No doubt you will attempt to defend yourself by stating that it is quite legitimate for this kind of punishment to be meted out to children. And yet I would say that the elderly are living a second childhood. This being the case, surely it is only right that the elderly should be chastised more severely than the young, as they should have certainly learned right and wrong after a lifetime of experience.
There's not a place in this world where it's legitimate for a son to beat his father.
But it is men who make legislation, men just like you and me. In past times, one man simply persuaded another that this was the way things should be. Therefore, what is preventing me from similarly stating a new law for times to come, specifying that sons should be permitted to beat their fathers in return? This will not be retroactive legislation, and all claims for compensation for blows previously sustained will not be considered and shall thereby be stricken from the record. Examine chickens and other such farmyard animals. You will see that they freely attack their fathers. And how are they so very different from me, except, of course, that they refrain from drafting statutes?
So this sounds very postmodern, right?
It does.
There is no foundation kind of forever eternal foundation for
No.
justice. It's always kind of moving and slippery.
That's right.
And in the moment.
It is legal positivism.
Yes.
What is right is whatever we state is right.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a pretty good place to wrap up this particular episode and
Yes.
our look at the clouds. In fact, we're only a couple pages from the very end.
Yes.
Maybe you want to read the closing remark here. Is it the chorus that gives us the closing remark at the very end of the play?
At the very end, well, we should tell them that Stripsiades, his response to all of this, is not to convince his son.
Right.
He's fully kind of in control of the situation with his inferior argument.
Yeah.
And so Stripsiades decides that the only thing there's left to do is burn the Ponditorium down. And so he takes a torch to its rafters, and that's the last image.
And he's going to destroy Socrates and everything that comes with it.
Yes.
So maybe here along about line 1500, I'll read Socrates, you read Stripsiades.
Sure.
You up there, whatever do you think you are doing?
I am walking the air to look down on the sun.
And then Chaerephon says, ah, help, I'm suffocating. And Socrates, what about me? I'm going up in smoke.
It serves you right for daring to think you could snub the gods and spy on the moon when she's all exposed. Outrageous! Chase them down, smash, bash, and crash them. We'll teach them 100 lessons, but most of all, never to offend the gods above.
And then the chorus says, and now it's time we closed this play. We've performed enough for you today. The end.
I love that. Just kind of a little cutesy, like almost like I can't even watch this anymore. We're out of here. Right?
So that wraps it up, and wow, what a great theatrical performance!
Great,
what a great
crazy
script.
play. Yes, I love it. Yeah, but Dave, we got to get out of here.
Yes, we do, Jeff. And before we do, why don't you tell them about Moss Method and some of the Latin programs I offer?
I think I'm going to actually let you do that because you know the ins and outs.
I was trying to use Attikos Logos on you there, the inferior argument, to see if I could trick you into peddling these courses for me.
No, it's your job.
All right. Listener, if you would like to learn how to read some Greek, you want to read the dactylic hexameter, you want to read some iambic tetrameter or tetrameter, something like that, the meters of Aristophanes, please go to latinperdiem.com and check out my Greek program, Moss Method. It takes you from
Neophyte to erudite.
Thank you very much, Dr. Winkle. Just yesterday, Friday morning, we met for our Moffus Hours. We met with folks from California, folks from the Netherlands, folks from New York, folks from Kansas, I believe. And we read some Greek. We were reading Xenophon. And you can get in on that. The course starts with just the alphabet, teaches you pronunciation, syllabification. Pretty soon, you know, you're reading some excellent material. In fact, Moss Method, I believe it's in Module 3, has an adaptation of this very story.
Is that right?
Yes, of the son beating the father. It's very funny, very funny. And if you like the course, you want to sign up, you want to take a Latin class, enter this coupon code, please, 10+10PLUS to get 10% off your entire order on the site. Also, please check out my YouTube channel. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Which I would really appreciate helping me get over that hump. And right now, more than 2,400 free Greek and Latin lessons.
Excellent.
Jeff, we have some people to thank.
Yes, our engineer extraordinaire, the one and only Mishka. She turns this around so quickly, and she's the glue that really kind of
That's right.
binds it all together.
And this young woman, this dear young woman, had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
She had a birthday. So
Very happy birthday to Mishka.
very grateful for all of her hard work making this so excellent. We need to thank our musician.
Yes, Jeff Sheets. I believe he's out of Kansas City.
That's right.
What a player! It's amazing, and he's also a disc dogger.
That's correct.
Yep.
He has quite a little kennel of dogs that do amazing tricks with the throwing of discs and the catching thereof.
Yes, and the songs you hear, Thrill Seeker is the intro and the outro, and then around the ads you hear his great song Rush Hour.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, listeners, if you got something to say, you got a question, you got a suggestion, you got a complaint, you want a shout out, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can write to Dave at adnauseum.com. Don't forget that V.
Or Jeff at adnauseum.com. Don't forget that V. Pretty soon, our merch is going to switch platforms. We're going to get a higher quality, better quality, and a little more variety. So Stay tuned for that if you want to get maybe even a brackish tang t-shirt. For sure, a Quai Nocent, Docent, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The lovely Erasmian tag.
Yeah.
You can still go to the website, check those things out. And Jeff, what do we have on tap for next week?
Yeah, you dropped this really interesting book on me that we're going to talk about. It's a book by one Carl Springer called The Latin Poetry of Martin Luther.
All right.
I had no idea that Luther wrote Latin poetry.
Indeed he did. This book was published in 2024, and it's going to be really excellent, I think.
Excellent.
So I think we just remind the listener that if you want to get the completed works of Aristotle, send Dave, that's me, send me an email, david@nauseam.com, put Kontos, Kontos in the subject heading, and you'll be entered for the drawing.
Yeah.
Dr. Winkle, I believe you have the gustatory parting shot.
Yeah, I love this. This is from one Vince Staton, who wrote, quote, "The story of barbecue is the story of America. Settlers arrive on a great unspoiled continent, discover wondrous riches, set them on fire, and eat them."
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.